Okay, so welcome to Business Rescue Webinar 12.0, the 12th edition. This is the Money Lenders edition. And in this particular edition, we're going to be talking about how to structure your money lending business to avoid bad debt. So underline the word to avoid bad debts, because the thing is, in money lending, debt and money lending is there are 5 and 6. You cannot totally do away with debt issues or debt recovery, but you can do away and minimize your risk level to bad debt. So in this webinar, I'm going to be teaching you how you can structure your money lending business so that you can avoid bad debts in your money lending. So welcome once again. It's good to have you here. Please, while the class is ongoing, get ready, put down your questions. If you have any question, just put it down and we will tackle it at the end of the class. Okay, so thank you for joining. In the next 60 minutes or less, hopefully, I'm going to be sharing with you strategies that you can use to build systems and structures to eliminate bad debts in your money lending business. And the whole essence is so that you can have constant cash flow and be what's profitable in your money lending business. Okay, so we are at the end of this webinar, you will be able to understand why bad debts happen and how you can avoid it. You'll be able to learn the key systems and structures you need to build a sustainable lending business. It is not every money lending business that is sustainable. Some people are in money lending 6 months, 12 months, they're out, they've shut down because they're not able to sustain the business. So in this webinar, you're going to be learning how you can build systems and structures and have a sustainable money lending business. You're going to discover actionable strategies that you can use to recover your debt. And then you'll be able to find out how to maximize your profits and your cash flow at the end of the day. So by the time we are done with all of this conversation, I'm going to be introducing you to what we call Mastering the Business of Money Lending Bootcamp, where we will dive deeper into how specifically you can implement these strategies. Okay, so let's get at it. One of the reasons we decided to come up with the Business Rescue webinar is basically because bad debts is a big challenge in the money lending industry. And by the time you're experiencing bad debts in money lending and even any other business, your cash flow will definitely suffer for it. You will struggle with debt recovery. You will not be able to recover some debts. And then your business will risk the chances of failing. So this webinar will give you steps, well-tested, tried, and practical steps that you can use to completely eliminate bad debts in your money lending business. This is one of the reasons why this webinar is so important. A brief introduction of me. I'm Precious Toju, aka the Structure Lady, aka Queen of Debt Recovery. I'm a business and debt recovery lawyer, a credit analyst, a debt recovery coach, an attorney mediator, corporate trainer, insolvency practitioner, and the author of the A to Z of the Business of Money Lending and every other book that I've authored. I'm also the partner at Living Spring Solicitors. Living Spring Solicitors is a full service business and debt recovery law firm with special expertise in debt recovery, investment solutions, and dispute resolution. I'm also the founder of the Lee School of Business Recovery. It's a business rescue specialist school where basically we teach we teach businesses how they can thrive above debt. So basically what I do is I help money lenders and finance providers successfully recover debts without losing customers in the process, avoid bad loans, and build a profitable money lending business. All right, so let's get at it. How to structure your money lending business to avoid bad debts. Now, the first thing you have to ask yourself is, why do borrowers default on their loans? It's very, very important that you ask yourself this question, either as an existing money lender or somebody that wants to go into the money lending industry. Now, the first thing you have to understand is borrowers default. But the question is not really in the defaulting. The question is, why do they default in the first place? How can you stop losing money to bad debts? These are trigger questions you should ask, practical questions in the money lending industry that you should ask yourself. How can I not lose money? Because when a debt is bad, when we're saying that something is bad, it means it's bad, right? You cannot have egg, like you bought a crate of egg and you have 2 of them that are bad. You are definitely going to take out the bad one so that they will not spread the bad egg to the other eggs in the crate that you have. So definitely when it comes to money lending, there are debts that are bad. For example, you have a borrower that is owing you. You cannot locate the borrower. You don't know where the borrower is. The last known address, he or she is no longer there. Phone numbers are not going through. Your mails are bouncing back. The guarantor probably is an elderly person, or you can't even find the guarantor, or you didn't even take a guarantor. That is a bad debt because you cannot even know or identify where the debtor is. You now have to start the process of locating and do what we call tracking to begin to track where the debtor is. And now the question you will now ask yourself is, how much did I give out to this borrower? How much is my profit on it? And how much am I going to spend to track this person? Because tracking is not free. You are going to pay expert trackers to actually track and locate the person. So one of the questions you should ask yourself when it comes to money lending is, how can you stop losing money to bad debts? What systems can I implement to ensure that I have constant and steady cash flow in my money lending business? Because it is cash flow that will actually make your money lending business thrive. All right. So how do you structure your money lending business? Now, if you have these questions, you are in the right place. Now, in this section, I'm going to show you how you can create winning systems that protect your loans, recover debts faster, and grow your business profitably. Now, one of the reasons why money lenders experience bad debts in the money lending business is poor borrower vetting. What that simply means is you do not do a proper check on your borrower. If you are into digital money lending and you are infusing all the credit check software, data software, BVN, background check, and all of that, beautiful. Beautiful. But where you are a traditional money lender, probably you do not have, please, somebody's volume is high. Can the person mute? Now, where you are into traditional money lending business, by traditional I mean you are not digitalized, you are not online, you probably don't have the finances to go digital at first. You want to test the waters, you want to do traditionally to see how much you're going to make or how it is, or you want to like grow first, and then when you have made enough money, you can now begin to digitalize. Now, the question you should now ask yourself is, how can I be sure that this person I'm giving out loan to is actually legit? Because I've handled some debt files that the microfinance bank, they're actually thinking that this company is still in existence. By the time we take the debt files and we do some background check, we discover that the company has been long worn up. They have actually closed up business. They have wind up with CAC that you cannot trace the company. And once the company is worn up, once the company has actually wind up and CAC has delisted it as a corporate body that is in existence, You cannot take that company to court again because automatically it does not exist. This is one of the reasons I tell money lenders that if you have given out money to a company, you should always read newspapers at the intervals, because one of the requirements for winding up is for somebody that wants to wind up to publish that you want to wind up in both national and local newspaper. And if you get to read this newspaper regularly, or you are keeping track record, you are doing enough monitoring. I'm already going to the next one. You're doing enough monitoring on your borrower. You will be able to tell when the company is trying to close up secretly. So one of the ways to avoid bad debts, or how bad debts happen in money lending, is that lenders do not do proper check on the people they want to give money to before they actually go ahead to give money to the person. Okay? 1 minute, I need to make my assistant admin so that she can be admitting people. I can see that people are already coming in. Okay? People are still coming in. Okay, you have to permit me now to share my screen, please, because it is taking me off sharing my screen. So you have to permit me now. Do I have the permission now? Please, can I go ahead to share my screen? It's still telling me, okay, beautiful, I can now. All right. So this is one of the reasons why bad debts happen in money lending business. Poor borrowers vetting. Vetting is checking who you're giving out loan to. Then you have weak legal structure. So for example, maybe you don't even have a lending license. There are a lot of people that are lending money, giving out loan. They don't have a lending license. That's even one hand. Then there are some people that their terms and conditions are not clear. The other day, I was having a consultation section with a client who wanted to put up a legal document on his platform because he needed people to start taking loan, but needed to go through the document. Okay. And we needed to have a consultation section with him to understand the nature of his loan, the loan product is creating, his tag the market is creating that loan for, who he wants to give loan to, so that we know the inadequacies, the disadvantages, the advantages, the peculiarities in that particular industry, so that we can implement it or incorporate it into his loan agreement. Where you don't have a good loan agreement, or you have an agreement that is not clear, you are most likely to experience bad debt, because your borrower will be telling you, oh, I wasn't clear. You didn't put it like this. Your loan agreement, yes, legally drafted with legal ingredient, must be simple, clear, and straightforward, so that anybody can understand it. Then, another reason for bad debts in money lending is lack of proper follow-up. Some people I did a video, I don't know whether it's next year we are releasing that video. I did a video and I was talking about how I had a consultation section with a client who wanted to set up a money lending business. And he just wanted clarity. He wanted to be sure that what he has put on ground is what it should be. Just let me to dot his I's and cross his T's. So during that consultation section and clarity section, I asked him, oh, have you, what are the things that you have put in place? There was marketing, there was branding, there was logo, there was even trademark. He has registered, he has gotten his license, but there was no plan for debt recovery. He did not even think, he just felt, oh, since I have legal agreements, since I have license, since it is digital, so he felt everything is all good. There is no need to worry my head over debt recovery. Following up, having a follow-up system is part of debt recovery. How do you follow up? At what time do you follow up with your customers that are taking loan from you? When would you stop your personal follow-up and hand over the file to an external person who is an expert in debt recovery? All of these are the things that if you don't put in place, you will definitely experience bad debts in your money lending business. Then cash flow. How do you arrange your debt repayment plan that at every point in time, every day, every week, every month, money is coming into your business? You are experiencing constant cash flow. Lack of proper cash flow management is one of the reasons why you will end up with bad debts in your money lending business. You give out loans and you do what? Without a proper cash flow and credit risk management. Now, bad debts are preventable when you have the right systems in place. You can prevent bad debts. You can eradicate bad debts. You can eliminate bad debts in your business totally if you put the right structures in place to actually monitor and oversee all of this in your money lending business. Now, how to avoid bad debts? That is, what are the key structures that you can put in place? Proper borrower vetting. You have to run credit check and background verification beyond just checking the person's credit score, checking the person's credit history or reports. You still need to do a background verification, especially if you're into traditional money lending. If you're digitalized, all those things are incorporated into your digital platform. It costs lots of millions, but they are all put into your platform that within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes, the people at the back end, the people at your dashboard will be able to tell, okay, this person we can give loan to, this person we cannot give loan to. All right, you need to do a proper check before you approve loan. Very importantly, what is your process for approving loan? You need to put structures in place. How do you approve loan? When a borrower or a loan applicant drops his application, whether online, whether through your Google form, whether through your e-form, whatever, after the person drops application, what are the steps you take? What are the things that you will collect from the person? What are the requirements, the things that you need the person to give you before you give out loan, before you approve the person's loan? This is called your underwriting process, your money lending process. You need to build structures for it if you want to avoid bad debt. You need to have strong legal agreement that is clear, that is enforceable, with penalties for default. You cannot leave out penalties in your money lending business. You need to ensure that your agreement is in line with local lending laws. If you are in Lagos State, for example, your agreement must align with the money lending laws of Lagos State, not money lending laws of Ogun State. Okay? So these are the structures that you put in place to ensure you must have effective follow-up, and automation is the order of the day. Imagine that you have 100 people that take loan from you. How can you follow up on 100 people every day, every week? You will be worn out. Your staff will be worn out. You need to integrate automations, and there are softwares that you can actually use for free if you're just starting as a small money lender. By the time your business has grown to a particular level, you can now begin to pay for the upgrade to the paid version, or you now begin to engage tech people to help you create your own software. You need to have structured follow-up processes for defaulters. When do you start to follow up? At what date? Is it after 10 days the person has defaulted, a day before the person defaults, the day the person defaults? What is your follow-up strategy? What is your debt recovery strategy? These things are really important. You need to have cash flow tools. Okay, how do you track payments so that you will not keep sending messages to people that have already paid you that they have not paid? So that you will not mix up everything, so that you will not think that this person has paid when that person has not paid. That's one of the ways that bad debts, crawl into money lending business. You'll be assuming that this person has paid, whereas that person has not really paid because your record is not really up and tight. And by the time you realize that this person has not paid, it could be that loan will be statute bar. In other words, you may not be able to enforce it again. Okay? You need to reinvest any money that you recover. If you have your business plan, your business model, and you know that in the next 5 years, I want to go fully digitalized, you would know that, okay, when my money is coming in, when I pay staff, take care of major expenses, the next thing is to do what? To reinvest what I have recovered into upgrading my what? My money lending business. How can you maximize profit in your money lending business? Set your interest rate, let it be competitive, at the same time be able to sustain it. Okay? There is an interest rate within the confines of the law that CBN has actually said you cannot charge interest rates higher than this. However, it doesn't mean that if CBN says you cannot charge more than 25, you must end at 25%. No. You have to look at your market. You have to look at your industry. What is the competitive interest rate? You want to be profitable, let your interest rate be competitive. By competitive, I mean, let's say people that are just entry-level money lender are giving out, people that have built their brand in the money lending industry are giving out loan for 20%. You cannot afford to be rubbing shoulders with them. You can go a little bit lower after you have done your proper analysis and be sure that when you go a little bit lower, you will not be at a loss. So your interest rate has to be, competitive. You need to learn how to diversify your loan product. By diversifying, I mean you don't just give out loan straight up jacket. You can offer short term, you can offer secured loan, you can offer flexible loan. But like I always say, start with a loan product first. By a loan product, I mean, okay, you may decide that you want to do payday loan. Within that payday loan, you can offer short term payday loan products. You can offer secure depending on how much the person is taking up front. You can be flexible in your offer. Okay, so another way is to leverage technology. This cannot be overemphasized. Like I said, there are technologies for entry-level money lenders. There are technology for mid-level money lenders, and there are also technology for those that have, gained ground in the money lending industry that can afford to actually develop their own softwares. So you don't have to have millions before you can leverage technology. There is a technology that you can use even as a startup. And I have a little guide that I prepared for money lenders on the technology, go digital with your money lending business. I detail, this is what you can use as entry level. You can do a hybrid, you can do digital and traditional, you can combine them, then you move to this level. And there are sites. I also included the sites of those softwares. It's one of the resources that I'm going to give in Mastering the Business of Money Lending Bootcamp Batch 4. It's one of the resources I really said I was going to give them. It's a new resource that I just prepared. So what I'm just saying is, want to be profitable, leverage on technology, reinvest. Always reinvest in your business. You make 10 million in a month. The next thing is not to go and buy a Benz. There will be time for Benz in your money lending business. But for now, you need to reinvest all the money that you have made. Now, the key takeaway from today's class is that you need to understand that with the right systems, you can turn lending into a steady cash. You see, the fintech industry and the money lending industry is on another level. Research has it that if you want to be a 10 times millionaire, I've forgotten the platform that I saw that, but is a global platform, an international research report. If you want to be a multi-millionaire 10 times. The number one industry is fintech. Number one industry. In fact, for this year, real estate was not even among it. The number one industry is fintech. There is so much money in the fintech industry. If you know how to put the right systems and structures and strategies in place. Like I always say, every day people need money for one thing or the other. People need money for one thing or the other. There is no day that passes by that people don't need money to do one or two things. That is the leverage that money lending industry has. Because today alone, I have spent money. You have also spent money. The only reason why we are able to spend that money is because probably we have it in our account. But there are some people that want to spend this money, they don't have it. There are some people that have good ideas, but they need funding. That is where the money lending industry comes in. People can do without real estate. It is when you say, I want to have a roof over my head, I want to have my own house, that is, you are thinking of real estate, okay? People can do without real estate. People cannot do without money. Is it not money you even need to buy real estate? All right, so that is the leverage that the money lending industry has. People need money on a daily basis, and this money is not readily available. And this is the leverage that the money lending industry has. Okay, so I was quickly introduced to you Mastering the Business of Money Lending Bootcamp. It is a 3-day virtual training designed to help you as a money lender properly start, grow, and scale up your money lending business. The Mastering the Business of Money Lending Bootcamp is for you, whether you're just starting up or you are already in money lending business, but you need to restructure. It will help you build solid systems to avoid bad debts. It will help you. You will learn how to recover debts faster with proven strategies. You'll be able to grow a profitable and sustainable money lending business. And the beautiful part is just the way you are able to connect to this webinar from wherever you are. That is just how the Mastering the Business of Money Lending Bootcamp is. It is a virtual 3 days live training. It's a live training. It's not a pre-recorded class. It is a live training so that when I'm done, I teach for 3 solid hours every day. There is a workbook, screen workbook, where I will ask you to do certain assignment. You drop it in the comment section. I correct you and make my comment so that it will sync. It's a live training that you can attend from any part of the world. Okay, the next batch, which is batch 4, is on the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th of February 2025. The 5th, the 6th, and 7th of February 2025. Okay, we're going to drop the link in the comment section. We're going to also drop it on all the, in fact, if you go to any of the group that you belong to, whether the VIP Bootcamp, whether the training group, whether it is the Profitable Money Lenders private community or the general community, you would see the link there. Interestingly, we have the early bird offer, and of course, like a Christmas discount. So currently, you can pay 25,000 instead of 35,000 naira for the bootcamp. Once it is 12 midnight on the 31st of December, this offer will disappear, and the bootcamp will go back to its original price or its original fee. All right, I want to thank you for attending this quick and short webinar. It's a festive period. When I'm doing webinar in December, I don't try to take people's time too much because everybody is in celebration mood. Everybody is just itchy, trying to do one thing or the other, put one thing or the other. But it's also very important to put your business, because it is this business that you will use to thrive in the next year. So thank you so much for attending this webinar on the structures you can put in place to avoid bad debts in your money lending business. So if you have any question, please feel free to drop it in the comments section. Thank you so very much for attending. I'm super happy to have you guys join me. Any question, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. And yes, you can have the replay of this. You can have the replay of this. We will give you the replay. We'll drop the replay till 31st of December. I am in freebie mood. So you can access the replay. If you want replay from other webinar, you can you would get it, but with just a little bit of price tag. But this one, you will be able to access the replay for the next 14 days till 31st of December, so that you can go through what I have said, and if there is need for you to you know put down one or two things, you are free. Does anybody have any question? If you don't have a question, let's call it a day, because I am in celebration mood. I don't know about you. I'm preparing for holiday. Honestly, I didn't want to even hold this webinar, but I was like, we're just like, let me just do one webinar now. Let me just do webinar, because January I'm not even doing any webinar. Sorry, I'm not even doing any webinar in February. Okay, somebody say thank you, quite insightful. Beyond the bootcamp, is there a way to reach out to book for consultancy? Oh yes, I have what is called exclusive exclusive clarity section. That section is for you if you are dealing with debt issues and you want to learn how to manage your debt issues, or you have a particular debt file that you want to tackle, or you want to have clarity on the structures you should put in place to either set up your business or restructure your business. So we have that clarity section. Please, Joy, what group are you in? What group are you in, so that we can drop that clarity section link in the group? Which
Yeah,
group are you in?
I'm not too sure about the group, but then it says waitlist hub. I'm not too sure
Okay,
what
that's
group that
general
is.
group. It means you have not
Mhm.
purchased any. It means you have not purchased any of our resource, because that is the general group. But when you purchase
Okay,
a resource, whether you get my book on A to Z of the business of money learning, you will automatically be taken to our private community, where
okay,
where you can chat with other money lenders. You meet other money lenders. You can drop questions there. I will respond. If a particular question needs you to book a one-on-one, I will tell you for this one you have to book a one-on-one. You can just ask question randomly, but in the wait list you can't do that, because it is just a general
yeah,
group and people there may not be that civil. It's groups from different people from different platforms, you understand? So, and we don't want anybody to scam or spam anybody. That's why we did not allow people to send messages. But in the private group, you can drop messages, of course, strictly on money lending if you have any question, or debt recovery, or credit risk management. So
okay,
if you purchase maybe the book, or you pay for the bootcamp, or you book a one-on-one, you'll be in the profitable money lenders community.
okay, sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, but I wouldn't want to drop that link in that general group. I wouldn't want to drop it. So, can you just drop us your WhatsApp number, and the admin will pick it up and send you the link directly?
Okay,
All right. Any other question? Okay, I want to wish you Merry Christmas in advance. Happy, 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 happy New Year. 2025 is going to be great. It's going to be great. I cannot wait. I am so excited. Okay, Joy has dropped her link. I mean, her WhatsApp. I don't even think Praise, can you copy it? Have you gotten it? Okay, so please copy it so that we can send her the clarity section link. All right, good night, everybody. Good night from here, from Nigeria. I don't know what part of the world you're joining from. God bless you. See you next year. Feel free to drop questions if you are in our private community. Bye. Okay.